Hello, Finxters. Today we are going to be looking at how to get started with the Saleor e-commerce platform, and we are going to be having a first look at Saleor's features. Saleor is a headless e-commerce system, which means that it's a backend that can be used with multiple front-end technologies, including IoT, web apps, and mobile apps. Also, the Sailor backend is built using Python and Django. Sailor has an installation guide that we're going to follow for this video, and then we're gonna be looking at what we can do with it. So they list some prerequisites to do this installation, which are to have Docker Desktop and Docker Compose installed on your machine. We're going to be running this using Windows. And please note that to install Docker Desktop on Windows Home, you have to follow some special instructions. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be opening up a command line, running as administrator. I'm going to go ahead and cd into my D drive. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste this and run it. It's gonna be taking a little while to do. I'll just leave it running and fast forward through this. Okay, the download is done. See the next step here. We'll cd into the Sailor platform folder. And this is where, after running the um, installation instructions, I ran into some problems because when when running the installation, the storefront was not running on the port that it was supposed to run in, and basically the front end of the storefront was not working. Uh, Looking around the internet, I found a discussion where they pointed to a specific commit that needs to be reverted to get the storefront working. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So this is Source 3, a software that has a GUI that helps you visualize activity on a GitHub repo. I have opened the Sailor platform repo here, and this commit that I have selected with the message fixed storefront not running on platform with 3.0 plus. That is the commit that I read that should be reverted in order to get the storefront running on Windows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use Source 3 to revert this by picking the reverse commit action here. Oh wait, first I'm going to create a new branch before doing that. So my new branch will be called local, and now I'm gonna go ahead and reverse this commit. So what this does is it just removes the changes that were made in that last commit. Um, so now that I did that, I can go ahead and follow the next step to do the build. So I'm gonna open up a command line again, cd into my D drive. and then run it. Now that that's done, we're well. The next step in the instructions is to add the clone Saleor platform directory to the list of shared directories in Docker. But from what I can tell, I don't have that option in the Docker software, and I believe it's because I am running the WSL2 integration. That kind of makes it so that the Linux system and the Windows system are sharing all their files. So, and about the, and then it says to make sure that I have at least 8 gigabytes of memory dedicated to Docker. Settings advanced. Okay, let's check that out. Okay, I'm gonna look into this a little more. Okay, so I looked up some information about the memory limit on my WSL2 backend, and what I can tell in Ubuntu when I checked how much memory is available to it, it says it has 12,000 megabytes available, which is more than what I saw was required from that message. I think it was 4 gigabytes, something like that. So I think we are good to run this. We'll get back to this if there are any issues, though. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the installation instructions. The next step is to do a database migration on on these two lines of code. So okay, I'm here. Let's run this. Okay, it's done here. Let's run the next line. Now that's done. Go for the next one. Optionally populate the database with sample data and create the admin user. So we're gonna do that to be able to kind of see what the system looks like. Let's run that. And finally, let's create an admin account. Okay, an email. It's already taken. That's interesting. I guess one of my previous builds is kind of tied together with this one. Um, let's do admin. Okay, now the next step is to actually run the Docker containers using Docker Compose up. Docker. Okay, seems like it's done. Now the servers are running on here. So let's check out how the storefront looks. Okay, it's loading. Maybe it's not quite done. Let's give it a little while longer. Okay, so now the storefront is running. So let's check out what it looks like. As you can see, there is a lot of content that was added with the sample content that we added to the database. Um, you have different categories of products and many products here. Let's look around at the different categories. You have some filters for search. Let's see what else we have around here. Okay, it's pretty snappy, pretty fast. Let's see what happens if I go to a product and I have to select a size to add it to the cart. Oh, I had another product on there. Okay, so let's check out. Continue as guest. So I filled in the form with some random stuff. You do actually have to have a valid phone number and a valid address, which is actually validated. Uh, Even the zip code is validated in this form. You can play with that when you get your local site running. So I just chose to have the same billing address as the shipping address. Let's go to shipping. Oh, and the address I used was some Walmart in New Jersey. And the phone number. Okay, so yeah, you can get shipping methods, which would be interesting to find out where they get these. But let's just pick one and keep it going. The cheapest one, of course. Um, okay, they have promo codes. So I guess this is a dummy payment method. So let's go and review, place order. Okay, great. So now let's go and explore the dashboard a little bit. So my so let's log in. Okay. So I guess they added some order data with the sample data. Apparently had 21 orders today. Well, let's see if I can see that order that I just made, which was number 41. Oh no, 42. Tester, of course. Um, this all looks very nice to me. Very straightforward to use and explore. I like the dashboard, all this info that you get. Um, see products. Let's see what happens when we go into a product. Okay, so we have general information with the name and description. We can upload images. We can assign a category and a collection. And assign attributes to the products. Create variants. Oh, we can modify the SEO properties for the product. Let's move on to categories now. In categories, you see a list of categories with information about the subcategories and the number of products. I can see that we can modify the category name, description. We can add a background image for each category and a description for the image. Modify the metadata, private metadata. Oh, and here we can add subcategories to each category. Let's see collections. Are there any? Yes. Summer collection and winter sale. So we have a list of collections. And for each collection, we can also change the name, description, add a background image, and edit metadata. And we can assign products to each collection, as opposed to categories where this is more of a property of each product. Okay, so we already saw orders, now customers. Oh, they made a bunch of customers for the sample site. So for each customer, you can see um, if the account is active. This is interesting. The note here, you have the information with the first name, last name, contact information, and you have recent orders. Or you can see all the orders the customer has made. See the discount page. You can see a list of all the sales. Um, can change the discount types, what categories or products are affected by this sale, and you can set a date for when the sale will be active. We also have vouchers, which I guess are the discount codes. Going into the discount code, we can see that we cannot change the code, it is read only, but we can change the discount type, the amount, and the requirements for activating the discount. You can limit the number of times that the discount can be used, or the limit per user. And we can also set the dates when the discount will be active. So we also have a section for apps. We have third-party apps, local apps, and a Saleor marketplace, which is going to be coming soon. Um, we have a translation section, and a section for configuration. Here you can manage some aspects of the backend of the website, like managing the backend users or employees of the store, giving them permissions. You can set up shipping methods here and warehouses. You can set up the taxes for products, and you can also set up the name of the store and the URL, and you can set up the navigation of the website. I hope that you enjoyed this installation guide and first look at features for the Saleor e-commerce platform and we hope to see you again for our next video.